Possible is hands down one of the Disney Channel's most iconic animated television shows. It had the right mix of action, adventure, and drama. Everything you wanted in a 30-minute animated TV show in the early 2000s. For those of you who don't know who or what Kim Possible is somehow, I'll let the theme song answer it for you. Kim Possible is your basic average girl, and she's here to save the world. There is nothing she can do because she's Kim Possible. Now, I know that's not enough information, so let me break it down for you. Kim Possible essentially follows the adventures of Kimberly Ann Possible and her trusty sidekick, Ron Stoppable, and his naked pet mole rat, Rufus. Kim takes on various missions to save the world from a host of villains and evil organizations. Her arch nemesis, Dr. Draken, and his henchwoman, Shigo, who provide a continuous source of challenges. Well, today, we're going to be talking about its Halloween episode, called October 31st. It's a special treat for fans of the show, serving up a blend of thrilling missions, classic Kim and Ron banter, and just the right touch of Halloween specialness. With this episode, the creative minds behind the series managed to capture the essence of the holiday, all while delivering the action-packed adventures that Kim and Ron are known for. Join me as we delve into the world of Kim Possible on this episode of Halloween, where the stakes are high and the costumes are epic. So let's get into it.
Next, there's no sitch they can't handle. Ron and Kim got it covered. Kim Possible is next on Disney Channel.
The episode opens on Dr. Draken, the main villain of the series, having a conversation with Dolph Killigan, another recurring villain. Dr. Draken is trying to buy a weapon called the Centurion Project from Dolph Killigan, but Kim and Ron show up to stop the transaction.
You built it?
And guess what? I think those scientists would like it back.
Impossible! Yeah, and actually, you know what? I've got nothing to add to that.
I always wondered how Kim was able to fight toe-to-toe with Shigo because Shigo has powers and Kim does not, but that never stops other people like Batman, so I guess she's just like that. Kim ends up getting the Centurion Project away from the bad guys as they retreat, while Kim ends up getting the bracelet stuck to her wrist. In the next scene, Kim is planning to attend a costume party with her friends, but Ron wants to go trick-or-treating instead. Because her crush Josh Mankey is going to the party, she ends up lying to get out of trick-or-treating with Ron, and says that she has to help her mom with the haunted hospital event. But her mom overhears her conversation and she lies to her, now saying that she's going trick-or-treating with Ron.
Kimmy, did I hear you tell Ron you're coming with us? Boys will be so excited. They're dying to drench you in fake blood. At least I hope it's fake.
No, I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you tell Ron.
That I could not go with you because I promised to go with him. That's what I said.
I must have misunderstood. Well, have fun trick-or-treating.
But all this lying leads to the bracelet growing more and more. The villains end up eavesdropping on both of her conversations and plan on attacking while Ron is trick-or-treating and at the hospital's haunted house. Kim's series of lies caused the bracelet to keep growing more and more. Back with Ron, who was trick-or-treating, he gets confronted by Dolph Killigan, who asks him where the Centurion Project is. Ron says it's with Kim, but Dolph Killigan says that Kim is supposed to be trick-or-treating with him. Ron is confused because he thought Kim was at the hospital haunted house. Well, back at the hospital haunted house, Dr. Draken and Dr. Killigan both show up to find Kim and get the Centurion Project from her. But Ron, the villains, and her parents all find out that she was lying to all of them. Back at the costume party, the Centurion Project fully manifests itself onto Kim. She then gets a distress call from Wade, who tells her that the haunted hospital is on the news. She then leaves the party to fight the villains. Kim shows up fully clad in the armor, prepared to fight. On a side note, this episode takes place in season 1, and in season 4, Kim has a suit that is very similar to the Centurion Project. I kind of wonder if they took the idea from this episode to later on create the new suit in season 4, but that's just my own theory. During the fight, Kim's parents and Ron confront her about lying to them.
Superpowers are perhaps the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe you lied to me!
Kim ends up telling them the truth, and by telling them the truth, the Centurion project starts to regress into its bracelet form. But Shigo takes advantage of this confusion and continues the fight. Oddly enough, the fight doesn't end because Kim ends up beating any of the villains. It ends because her dad intervenes, and the next scene just cuts to the villains in handcuffs and going to jail. I can't remember another episode where the villains actually end up going to jail besides this one. I could be wrong because I haven't seen the show in a while, but it's pretty funny because the villains usually just end up retreating. Kim ends up apologizing for her lies and putting everyone in danger.
I'm so sorry. I never imagined that my lies could put anybody in danger.
Forget danger, woman! It put me behind schedule on my trick-or-treating! I'm not getting that time back!
Sorry.
Kimmy, you know how important honesty is to us.
She ends up getting grounded for a month, and Ron ends up going trick-or-treating with Josh Mankey, ending the episode. I think October 31st was a good Halloween special from one of Disney Channel's most iconic shows. It showcases the relatable struggles of a teenage superhero trying to balance her social life with her commitment to saving the world, even on the spookiest night of the year. The episode does lack in some areas since it is early season 1, like the ending of the episode, but overall, it highlighted the importance of responsibility and honesty, which is always an important message to have in these shows. With humor, action, and valuable life lessons, this episode remains a fan favorite in the Kim Possible series. But tell me what you thought of the episode, whether it made you feel nostalgic or it was your first time seeing it, or even if you didn't know this episode existed at all. But please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.